In today's video, we will explore the top 10 most dangerous countries in Europe. This list is based on factors such as crime rates, global peace index, and ongoing conflicts. Stay with us as we journey through these regions, uncovering the realities that make them stand out for all the wrong reasons. At top 10, we have Greece. Greece is a country in southeastern Europe with thousands of islands throughout the Aegean and Ionian Seas. Influential in ancient times, it's often called the cradle of Western civilization. The GPI is 1.793 and crime rate is 46.7%. While Greece is generally a safe country for tourists, some areas, particularly Santorini and surrounding islands, have experienced increased seismic activity, leading to a state of emergency and some travel restrictions. Additionally, petty crime like pickpocketing can occur in crowded tourist areas. Terrorists are likely to try to carry out attacks in Greece. Attacks could be indiscriminate, including in places visited by foreign nationals. There have been several attacks involving explosives and automatic weapons against Greek institutions, shopping malls, banks, media offices, diplomatic premises, and the police. At top 9, we have Albania. Albania, on southeastern Europe's Balkan Peninsula, is a small country with Adriatic and Ionian coastlines and an interior crossed by the Albanian Alps. The GPI is 1.809 and crime rate is 45.6%. Albania generally presents a moderate level of risk for travelers, with a focus on petty crime and potential for targeted violence. While there's no immediate threat of widespread violence, travelers should be aware of their surroundings, particularly in crowded areas, and take precautions against theft. There is crime and violence in some areas, but reports of crime targeting foreigners are rare. There have been occasional shootings and small explosions. Law enforcement's ability to protect and assist travelers is limited in some areas, especially in remote regions. There has been targeted violence associated with illicit drug networks and organized crime countrywide. At top 8, we have Serbia. Serbia, officially the Republic of Serbia, is a landlocked country in southeast and central Europe. Terrorist attacks in Serbia cannot be ruled out. Attacks could be indiscriminate, including in places visited by foreigners. The GPI is 1.938 and crime rate is 38.3%. Terrorists may target religious sites, including churches. There may be increased security in place during festive periods and other major events that might attract large crowds. Corruption is also a significant issue, affecting business operations and government functions. Additionally, Serbia is vulnerable to natural disasters like floods, earthquakes, and wildfires, which can disrupt travel and daily life. At top 7, we have Bosnia and Herzegovina. Bosnia and Herzegovina is a country on the Balkan Peninsula in southeastern Europe. Its countryside is home to medieval villages, rivers, and lakes, plus the craggy Dinaric Alps. The GPI is 1.961 and crime rate is 40.9%. Bosnia and Herzegovina presents several risks for travelers, including the threat of landmines, petty crime, and potential violent incidents. Terrorism, demonstrations, and road safety are also concerns. Additionally, natural disasters like floods and landslides are possible, particularly after heavy rain. Rabies is considered to be a risk in this country. Bats may also carry rabies-like viruses. It's important to be mindful of local customs and traditions and to dress modestly, especially in more conservative areas. At top 6, we have Moldova. Moldova, an Eastern European country and former Soviet republic, has varied terrain including forests, rocky hills, and vineyards. Its wine regions include Nistriana, known for reds and Codru, home to some of the world's largest cellars. The GPI is 1.976 and crime rate is 45.1%. They undergo a high risk of caution in Moldova due to the volatile security environment and military conflict in neighboring Ukraine. Public demonstrations and events can turn violent and attract a heavy police presence. Moldova also faces various risks, including natural disasters, crime, and security concerns, with natural disasters like droughts and floods posing significant threats. The country is also vulnerable to organized crime, cybercrime, and potentially fraudulent activities. At top 5, we have France. France, in Western Europe, encompasses medieval cities, alpine villages, and Mediterranean beaches. Paris, its capital, is famed for its fashion houses, classical art museums, including the Louvre, and monuments like the Eiffel Tower. The GPI is 2.088 and crime rate is 55.3%. Serious crime can occur especially in large cities, including Paris. These include violent robberies, muggings, and assaults, including sexual assault. Drink spiking can happen anywhere. On a global scale, France is a relatively safe country. Still, there are certain things to be aware of during your trip. Strikes and protests can lead to disruptions in public services, as well as an enhanced security presence. And demonstrations can at times turn violent. Expect high-level security nationwide with increased police presence and security checks in public areas. At top 4, we have Cyprus. Cyprus is an island country in the eastern Mediterranean Sea. Although it is geographically located in West Asia, its cultural identity and geopolitical makeup are overwhelmingly Southeast European. The GPI is 2.101 and crime rate is 31.5%. Cyprus is exposed to money laundering risks associated with cross-border transactions and corporate secrecy. The country has been criticized for weaknesses in beneficial ownership transparency and its handling of politically exposed persons. Cyprus generally has low crime rates, but travelers should be aware of petty theft and scams. There's a risk of terrorism in Europe, and Cyprus could be a target. At top 3, we have Belarus. Belarus is a landlocked country in Eastern Europe. It is bordered by Russia to the east and northeast, Ukraine to the south, Poland to the west, and Lithuania and Latvia to the northwest. The GPI is 2.291, and crime rate is 50.8%. Due to Belarusian authorities' arbitrary enforcement of local laws and the risk of detention, continued facilitation of Russia's war against Ukraine, and the heightened volatility and unpredictable nature of the regional security environment, mentioning, do not travel to Belarus now. Crime levels are low in Belarus, but be alert to the possibility of street crime and theft from vehicles or hotel rooms. The Belarusian regime is facilitating Russia's war against Ukraine. Russian military activity is taking place inside Belarus. The situation is unpredictable, and there is a low risk that direct conflict linked to the war in Ukraine may spread to Belarus. At top 2, we have Russia. Russia is a country spanning Eastern Europe and North Asia. It is the largest country in the world. Its GPI is 3.249, and crime rate is 39.1%. Russia faces significant risks, particularly due to the ongoing conflict in Ukraine, which has led to a two-speed economy with the military sector prioritized over civilian needs. The war has led to significant increases in military spending, diverting resources away from other sectors, and contributing to budget imbalances. Factors like a biased judicial system, corruption, and the impact of sanctions create a challenging environment for businesses, discouraging foreign investment. Despite reported endemic levels of corruption and state-embedded organized crime, as well as risks stemming from Russia's war against Ukraine, the European Union does not classify Russia as a high-risk third country for money laundering and terrorist financing. At top 1, we have Ukraine. Ukraine is a country in Eastern Europe. It is the second largest country in Europe after Russia, which borders it to the east and northeast. The GPI is 3.280, and crime rate is 46.9%. The Russian invasion of Ukraine is ongoing, with frequent missile and drone attacks across the country, which injure and kill civilians and cause significant damage to civilian infrastructure, including residential areas, energy, and industrial facilities. Expect increased documentation checks, transport restrictions, and increased security measures. Explosions continue to be reported near the area of the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant, indicating ongoing military activity. Other measures could include additional border controls, restrictions on public events, curfews, restrictions on telephones, internet and broadcasting, and evacuations of certain areas. As we wrap up our journey through Europe's most dangerous countries, it's essential to reflect on the key takeaways. While these countries face significant issues, it's crucial to remember that they also possess rich histories, cultures, and communities working towards a better future. Travelers should always stay informed and exercise caution, but also appreciate the resilience and beauty that each country has to offer. Thank you for joining us on this insightful journey. Stay safe, stay informed, and until next time, goodbye.